Good morning, greatness, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Abiola here, and welcome to Goddess Temple Sunday, your weekly blast of inspiration, motivation, and transformation to set your week off right. How are you this Sunday, beautiful? As you can hear, my voice is kind of like halfway there because I was at a family wedding yesterday. Yay, Goddess Diana is here. Greetings, Goddess Diana, an absolute goddess name if we've ever seen one. Goddess Abiola, I was talking your name at the family wedding with my cousin Abiola. How are you, beautiful? Good morning. Goddess Courtney is here. Blessings, 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 beautiful Goddess Neith is in the house. Goddess Rebecca is in the house. Goddess Shane is in the house. Goddess Melissa's in the house. Yes. Goddess Silvana's in the house. Grand Rising, Goddess. Yes. Someone on my YouTube channel, shout out to YouTube, where we now have 15,000 amazing people, said, how come you never called my name in the roll call? I said, because you don't show up on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook where we are. Greetings, Goddess Free. Yes, let's get free. Free, good morning. Happy Sunday, Goddess Allison. Yes, the goddesses are gathering. The goddesses are gathering. Good morning, Goddess Melissa is here. Yes. And although it may seem like a digital experience right now, we are in the goddess circle, in the goddess tent, the red tent. Good morning, goddesses. Yes, it is a beautiful morning, Goddess Melissa, or afternoon or evening, whenever you are watching this. All right, so who did I see first in the room? It wasn't Goddess Allison today. Let me see if Facebook will let me scroll back. It was Goddess Diana. Yay! All right, so Goddess Diana, please give me a number between 1 and 11 and we're going to pull from the Manifesting Goddess affirmation cards. Goddess Diana. Goddess Dawn is here. Yay! Good morning, Goddess Dawn. Goddess Shanita is here. Goddess Danielle is here. Yes, all the goddesses are here today. Yes, thank you, Goddess Rebecca. Goddess Rebecca says your energy is amazing. I love it. You know what? This morning, like I said, I was at a family wedding. Congratulations to my cousin, Kojo, and his new wife, Kalan. There's a new Mrs. Abrams in the universe, and she is beautiful, honey. What? Chocolate, gorgeous doctor. Yes. Welcome to the family. So I was at a family wedding, and I had 2 glasses of champagne, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing, but I don't drink, so my face like blew up. And my body is like, but I am here. We are energetic and we are making it happen. Hey, Goddess Nicole is here. Good morning, Goddess Nicole. Goddess Nicole, I'm going to brag on you and make you embarrassed in this room. Goddess Nicole is a fabulous and incredible performer. She is an actress. She is a model. She is a YouTuber. She is gorgeous. And you may not have heard of her yet, but that is okay because you will, because she is in my Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator. And she's an amazing human being. And we can't wait to see what she does when the stars align for her. Good morning, Goddess Mignon. Yes, good morning, Goddess Marcella. All right. I already forgot the number. Okay, it was number 6. Okay, let's see. Grand Rising, goddesses. Okay, all right, let's see. All right, number 6. We are shuffling 6 from the Manifesting affirmation card deck. Okay, all right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our intention, as always, is clarity. Yes. Can we use some clarity? Yes, clarity. Okay, so we are splitting the deck. All right, but it is exactly what we need it to be. And we will pull from the top. And the card, ooh, very interesting card as we move into spring and my part of the hemisphere, my part of the universe, is Goddess Aida Huelo, who is a Haitian primarily goddess. And it is the card of the unknown, nurturing I joyfully embrace and respect the unknown. For all of us who are control junkies, the unknown is what we avoid. But you can't grow if you are avoiding the unknown, if you are avoiding risk. This is like last week when we were talking about faith, which leads us into this week's conversation about our spirit walk. The unknown, when we're dealing with the unknown, what does it require? The only thing we can do is surrender to it, which terrifies all of us who want to be in control of everything. So this is a very, very powerful card for us for this week. The unknown. Are you so powerful in your mind, body, and spirit that you think that you cannot surrender to that which is greater, that which knows more? Yes, okay. Yes, Goddess Shanita says she's talking about the sunken place. Yes, Goddess, yes. All right, so let's talk. So I really wanted us to talk about the spirit in Spiritpreneur and us having a foundation underneath ourselves to walk this walk, to do this work, to answer our calling, to do all of the grand things that we want to do. Because if you think that it's just you out here and you've got to do all these things and figure all of this out and create all of this by yourself, then oh my goodness, how overwhelming is that? How overwhelming is that? And the words are right there. The words are so powerful, right? We say, oh my goodness, life feels stuck for me. I just want inspiration. What does inspiration mean? In spirit. Inspiration. It's right there, right? We say, oh my goodness, Abiola, you're so enthusiastic. I want to be enthusiastic about my life. Enthusiastic means in theos, in God. It's all there. Again, the language will tell us what we need to know, right? We say, okay, well, I want to, answer my calling, and I'm going to be a spiritpreneur, and I've signed up for the program, and here I am, and I'm making it happen, and I got all the business tips, and you got everything in here that I need to start, grow, or save my spiritual business, but I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling confused, I'm feeling overwhelmed. And it's because the foundation is not underneath you. Whatever word you want to assign to spirit, to God, to the universe, to, the great one that is, pulling us all together, however you want to term that, is personal to you. That is your personal relationship, but you need to have that personal relationship, whatever it is. And it's, again, look to the language. Spiritual. What's in the word spiritual? Ritual. What does ritual mean? Our daily practices, how we show up for ourselves on a daily basis. That is all it is. People get so terrified of the word ritual, but your ritual is your habits, whether it is a daily practice of prayer, meditation, yoga, running around the block, belly dancing, laughing, journaling. All of those things are the ritual, spiritual, which will give you the foundation to not be out here flapping around crazy, overwhelmed, thinking that you are figuring this out on your own. It is a beautiful co-creative dance that we have signed up for by being born. And how magical and how incredible that look at you, that you are so bold that you dare accept your assignment from spirit and say, okay, I am going to show up every day and be the best me I can be, which is already 99% of it, 99% of it. But that other 1% is everything. Everything. And so good morning, Goddess Kendra. Good morning, Goddess Asta. What is in that 1%? That 1%, and share this conversation. Hit the share button if you feel like there's somebody on your timeline that needs some inspiration today. Hit the share button. What is in that 1%? That 1%, if 99% of it is the showing up, that 1% is your daily practice. And it's called a practice because there's no perfection in it. There's no getting it right. There's no getting it done. And it is whatever that is. If, ideally, there is an hour somewhere in your day for yourself and you nurturing your relationship with the highest part of yourself. 1 hour, right? 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. And then when we look at the breakdown of our day, right? Most people will say, I don't have an hour, right? And then you say, okay, well, let's look at your day to day. And they're like, oh, well, that's the time designated survivor comes on. Well, that's the time the housewives come on, so I can't mess with that. And it's like, you are the designated survivor in your life, right? You are the person that is going to need to show up for you. So it's like, okay, if you don't have that 1 hour, then make it 30 minutes. 15 minutes at the beginning of your day, 15 minutes at the close of your day, to be in gratitude, to reconnect with spirit, to say, okay, thank you, God, universe, spirit, for what has transpired in my day. Here is what has been great, right? Imagine if someone just kept coming to you with their wants and their needs and said, I want this, I need this, I want this, I need this, without stopping to acknowledge the gratitude, the power of being thankful for what they have already been given. And if you are watching this, and I know that this is controversial because I've said this before and people have gotten, had a clap back, but if you are watching this, if you have the capacity right this minute to watch this broadcast, wherever you are in the world and in your life, you are the 1% on this planet. There are people who don't have water, right? There are people who are trying to figure out, everything. They don't have water, they don't have a roof over their head, whatever it is. So even if you are sleeping on someone's couch, even if you are trying to figure it out, the fact that you have the capacity to be able to connect to this broadcast gives you something very powerful to be grateful for. And so you take the gratitude and you build on it, and you build on it, and you build on it. Again, the word spiritual has ritual built into it. Your spirituality, whatever that is, which again is a very personal walk and personal dance, is made up of your daily rituals. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? It has to include, right? There are certain musts. It has to include a sense of surrender, of basic surrender, of realizing, okay, I am not trying to do this on my own. I'm going to surrender to my connection and listen to my inspiration in spirit. And from that place, I will create, whether it's your programs, your products, your services, your books, your speeches, your videos, whatever it is, your dances, your photography, whatever, I will surrender and then connect. I will stop, take that time for myself, again, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, bare minimum, and reconnect with the highest part of me. That which is, it's like right now, okay, I have a light that is on me, right? We have a light source. I have a light source that is shining on me. If I unplug that light, it's not going to work. Like, that is just basic physics. And many of us, right, we get caught up in the day-to-day, and we're unplugged from the source, and we're wondering why it won't work. Why am I so exhausted? Why am I so overwhelmed? Why am I so overrun? And it's just, we need to replug back in, and we need to turn off our ringers on our cell phones too. But we need to plug back in. We need to get plugged back into source. So let me know in the comments, how can you plug back into the source? Goddess Shania says, I was sleeping on several couches for quite some time, so I know what you mean. Yes. And how beautiful that there were couches available for you to rest your beautiful head. How amazing. What a blessing that you kept on going, that you woke up every day and there were couches available where people were welcoming, where they said, oh my goodness, look at you, look at what you are going through, but I know that this is temporary. I know that there is greater designated for you, and so here is my couch to lay your beautiful head in comfort outside of the storm. Oh my goodness, what a blessing. Oh my goodness, how incredible. And so there are, several things, like I said, all kinds of ways that you can reconnect. And so, for some of us, it may be prayer. If prayer is a word that you're uncomfortable with, call it intention. Don't get caught up in the language. Don't let the language block you from your connection to all that is. Your connection to this beautiful, abundant universe that Spirit has provided for you by you waking up, by you having the ability to go and turn on a faucet somewhere and have water. My beautiful mother who is in the room, hello, mommy. My beautiful mom who is in the room grew up having to fetch water from a well. You have the capacity to turn on a faucet. Do you realize, we don't realize how simple the things that we take for granted, how powerful that is. How powerful that is, how abundant you are, how wealthy you are. I have family members who may be watching this at this moment who are in my parents' beautiful country of Guyana, who their bathroom is outside their house, who have outdoor plumbing, who don't have indoor plumbing. And you have the capacity to go to the bathroom and wow, flash, oh, there it goes. That is magical. That is sorcery. What? That is incredible. And so I don't want to hear you. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear you coming from a place of lack. I don't want to hear you coming from a place of, but I don't have this and that and the other and whatever. You have breath. And within breath, there is power. The fact that you have, if you have the capacity to take a breath and not have to worry about where the next one is coming from, that by itself is infinitely powerful, infinitely powerful. And so what is it for you that you can commit to being a part of your daily spiritual practice? Is it meditation? And I know for me, somebody who has attention deficit issues, when I thought that meditation just had to be just me just sitting there and breathing for 10 minutes, that didn't work for me. And that is okay. Don't let someone else tell you what your practice should be. That's why I created several meditation albums and do meditation albums with guided meditation and visualization. Because for me, when I sit there and I'm sitting there for 12, I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes, right? At minute 1, I'm like, I wonder if butter really, if I'm doing the butter in my coffee thing right, but I don't drink coffee, so does it work when it's in your tea? Does ghee count as butter? My brain just starts to run. But they say that all of our problems, the majority of our issues come from our inability to be comfortable with the self, or our inability to sit silently with ourselves. And so if you don't feel comfortable to be with yourself and have a personal relationship, going to church or going to temple or going to synagogue is great. But the reason why so many people go to spiritual institutions and services, then come out and get in their car and are cussing out the person before they gotta get out of the parking lot, is because all of that, that's great. You can go and socialize and pray and dance and all of that. That is not a personal relationship. That is not a personal walk. It's just not. And I'm sorry if that is offensive to you. It isn't. What's personal is, the way that, it is, the way that it is expressed in, certain spiritual books, going in and being able to pray in your closet, being able to be in a private relationship. Right? It's just like if you're in a relationship with your man or your woman, there are things that go on that no one else knows about, no one else needs to know about. It is private, it is personal, that is intimate. Well, it's the same thing with our spiritual relationship. And again, don't get caught up in the language. Don't let the language block the blessing or blessing. Don't let the language block you. If that relationship for you is your relationship with the highest part of yourself, or your relationship with the fact that the universe provided for you breath, It's all the same. Don't let the language block you. If you were raised with speaking a different language, you would be having different names and different words. Again, don't let it be your barrier or your block. What can you commit to? Is it meditation? Is it journaling? Journaling is an incredible part of my spiritual practice, and I believe has saved my life as much as music has. It could be music as much as music has. And so one of the things that I recently assigned to one of the amazing goddesses in my Spiritpreneur Guru Accelerator who is feeling disconnected, I will share with you. And this could be very, very powerful for you. She was feeling very disconnected from her spiritual practice to buoy up her coaching business, right? And so the assignment that I gave her was called Morning Pages. And this comes from a woman named Julia Cameron, who wrote this beautiful book named The Artist's Way. And the practice is journaling, right? Every morning for 30 minutes or 3 pages, whichever comes first. No, it's 20 minutes. 20 minutes or 3 pages, whichever comes first. And it's free writing. You're not writing for you to ever read it or anyone to ever read it. You're not worried about punctuation. You're not worried about things coming out right. It's just getting the gobbledygook, the stuff that is in the back of your brain, in the back of your mind when you're trying to function, getting that out on paper. This is not something you do digitally. This is something you do free writing. Again, 3 pages or 20 minutes every morning as soon as you wake up, whichever comes first, 3 pages or 20 minutes is incredibly powerful. And it was originally, this Morning Pages practice was originally developed as a way for artists to be able to remove the noise from the world. Well, we are all artists. You are an artist who is crafting the clay of your life in this beautiful co-creative dance, right? So this practice is a form of meditation. This practice is a form of prayer. This practice is a form of daily intention. And so if this is the way, if journaling for you is the way, or even if it's not, because again, this is not writing to be read. This is not writing even to understand. This is writing for clarity, for clearness, for, scraping away the gunk. Try it for 7 days and see what happens. Try it for 7 days and see if it works for you. Another thing that could be your spiritual practice, and again, I'm thinking this is a challenge that we'll do in moving into the spring, our spiritual practice. Yes. Okay, good. Another thing could be your workouts, your daily workouts, you and moving your body, right? We are together because we are wanting to create movements in the world, movements in our lives. You cannot create movement without moving. So if you are able to be out in nature, whatever that means in the place where you live, there is such reconnection in just going and just, being a part of nature. Hug a tree, literally, like that is just so incredibly powerful. Water your plants, get your hands in the earth, get your hands in the ground, work out, move, walk, crawl, right? Whatever it is that you can do to get your body moving, dance, right? We're going to go to Belize to the Goddess Pray Love Retreat and do some belly dancing south of the equator on the summer solstice. That is incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. Don't take that for granted. Don't take that for granted. One of my beautiful aunties, right, who used to have this beautiful walk, and Will, again, had a stroke a couple of years ago and lost her mobility. And so you cannot take for granted, those of you who are feeling like, oh, I don't have anything. If you have the ability to say to your hand, move, and your hand will move and do what you tell it to do, that your legs will move and do what you tell it to do, that you can be able to eat and digest food in your body. Someone else does not have that. And so you are rich. You are abundant. You are wealthy. Now create from that place. Instead of coming from the place of what you don't have, focus on what you do have. Our focus is what multiplies the things. Focus is a multiplying force. And so whatever it is that you are feeling like, okay, well, I am lacking this, I'm lacking that. I'm like, start from the place of having, start from the place of gratitude. Gratitude is an incredible spiritual practice. Your daily gratitude, your daily, here is what I'm grateful for. The other thing is the community, the people that you surround yourself with. And you got that covered because you are here. We are in community together, right? We are in community right here in Goddess Temple Sunday. We're in community in our Facebook Goddess group. If you're not there, join us at imanifestmagic.com. We're going to be in community in Belize at the Goddess Pray Love Retreat. Join us at goddesspraylove.com. This is all in the comments. If you have a friend that you can go out and drink with and you can't say, you know what, why don't we get together and meditate, once a week? Or why don't we get together and do yoga, once a week or whatever it is, or bi-weekly? If you have somebody that you can drink with and you can hang with and you can complain about, why didn't he text me back, but they cannot be there to witness you and your dreams together with, then that is something that you need to really reevaluate. Your life is the quality of your relationships and the people that you surround yourself with. I was reading this study this week about how our relationships rewire our brain. And so who are you rewiring your brain with? That is really, really powerful. Who are you rewiring your brain with? If you can't say to your friend, hey, let's set powerful intentions together for our week, our month, our year, our lives, then again, that is someone to reevaluate your relationships with. It doesn't make them wrong or bad. It just means maybe you are needing to walk in a different direction. Maybe you are needing to move in a different direction. We're going to do this. Every single thing that you are wanting to do that is meant for you, that is on your vision board, you can walk into it. You can live it. You can do it. But let's put the spirit in Spiritpreneur. And again, don't get caught up in the language. If intention works better for you than prayer, then have your daily intention moment. Whatever it is, make it daily. Make it a daily practice and do it. Okay? Make it a daily practice and do it. And to support you, I will be sure that when spring is springing, when spring is springing, in a couple of weeks, we will do a challenge together of rituals and recommitment and maybe detoxing and decluttering our minds, our spirits, our lives, our energy, our emotions for optimum power. And you can begin today with just basically just surrendering, just letting it go and realizing I'm not by myself here. I'm not by myself here. Some incredible, magical, powerful force. Call it God, call it spirit, call it the universe, call it the divine, call it the grand, high, exalted, mystic ruler, call it, whatever name, because again, if you speak a different language, you'd be using a different term. Don't let the terminology block your connection. Make that connection, reconnect it, plug your light back into the switch, and stop sitting in the dark wondering why you cannot see. I'm going to say that again. Plug your light back into the source, the connection, and stop sitting around in the dark complaining about the fact that you cannot see. And then guess what? You get to wake up, right? God or Goddess willing, and do it again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, until it becomes second nature. How incredible. How magical. How blessed. How blessed thou art. Yes? Yes. So let's see. Goddess Shanita says, get out of the way. Yes. Goddess D'Angela says, Goddess Nicole, listen to that. I called you Goddess D'Angela. That's her last name. The fabulous Goddess Nicole that I mentioned at the beginning of this call, who is incredible. Go follow her YouTube channel. She just started it, but it's about to be awesome. Follow it. She says, focus. Yes, she's repeating. Focus is a multiplying force. Yes, start from the beginning, the place of having. Yes. Goddess Courtney says she would love to have a friend like that in person. Go to our Facebook Goddess group, Goddess Courtney, and punch in what town you live in. Maybe there's somebody else who would love to have a friend like you in person as well, right? Absolutely. Yes, you don't have to do this alone. We were not meant to walk this walk alone. And so it's an incredible thing that, yes, it has to include your personal relationship, your things that you do by yourself, right? That's all good. But where really all of the spiritual principles that we learn, that we incorporate into our lives, that we want to make better, come into being, is not by us going and meditating on a mountain by ourselves for the next 75 years. If you want to do that, that's amazing, and God bless you. But that actually would be very easy, because where the challenges come in is when we're dealing with each other. That's when you get tested, right? When you go and you deal with your kids or your man or your woman or your parents or whoever. That's when all of the principles we can have principles. What? We can be the most powerful, incredible people by ourselves. But the fact that you have to deal with either your employees or your boss or your children or your mother or your father or your wife or your husband or your friends and all of their stuff, that is where it all comes into play. And so community is incredibly important. You are not meant to walk this life alone. You just were not. And so it has been beautifully designed that whatever it is that you're thinking, 7 billion people on the planet, there are other people who are your people. Get with them. Get with them and make the magic happen. All right? Yes! Okay, I am going to have some juice. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday, or whatever day you are watching this. I look forward to us co-creating divinely our Spiritpreneur, spiritual challenge in the coming weeks to usher in the next new season of our lives. Oh, and pro tip, here's something that you may want to do with my beautiful sister, Goddess Damali. Every time we have a new season, she does, as a part of her spiritual practice, fasting, and I usually do it with her, but generally in a very half-assed way, excuse my language. But I am committing, as a part of my spiritual practice, that, you know, I have my little reminders that are reminding me, cleanse is coming up, the cleanse is coming up, the cleanse is coming up. You may want to do a fast or a cleanse, you know, as we move into equinoxes and solstices are very, very powerful times. New moon, full moon, very powerful times. And so we'll continue the conversation about you being in concert with this beautiful, beautiful planet that we have been gifted by the beautiful, great, grand, the divine. So put the spirit in Spiritpreneur, and I will see you on the other side. Be seen, be heard, be an amazing movement. And for this, we are so very grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit, for blessing us with each other. Amen. Ashe. And so it is. Happy Sunday, beautiful. Yay.